about harmonics on a bass guitar. Easiest, simplest way to play one is by touching the string right above one of the frets and hitting it. And there's a lot of places that you can play harmonics. You just have to experiment with them until you find the ones you're looking for. And if you guys don't know, the way they work is when you touch the string, you're making a pivot point. Let's say the pivot point is right here in between my fingers, and the string is going to vibrate like this at that pivot point. So depending on where you're putting your pivot point on the neck, it's going to divide into that many sections. For example, the 12th fret is the halfway point between the nut and the bridge. So you're dividing the string into two parts. So it's going to make the tone, the note, of half of that open string, which is one octave higher than the open string. So you have an E, for example, and then if you divide that string into two parts by hitting the 12th fret, you have another E, an octave up, which coincidentally is the same as actually pressing the 12th fret. So hitting our harmonic seems sort of a moot point. If you move up just a little bit to the 7th fret, you're dividing the string into 3 equal sections, which makes a much higher note. Now, if I were to also bring my hand up to the 17th fret, it would make the same note because that is the other pivot point. And that's the interesting thing about harmonics, is that they you set one pivot point, and the string's vibration automatically sets the other pivot point. And you can go and depending on how nice your bass is, how nice your pickups are, how well it's set up, your strings, all that stuff, you can hit some very high harmonics. So that's the simplest, most basic harmonic. There's another type that a lot of people do. One person I see do this a lot is Victor Wooten. And what he does is he will press a note, any fret, and he will use his thumb to make a pivot point while plucking with his index finger. And you can find different places to make that note, which are harmonic notes that you can't make elsewhere with the natural open string. A lot of people call those pinch harmonics. Pinch because you're sort of pinching the note. I know guitar players do that a lot with their pick. One thing that's really interesting that I found out how to do recently was the sliding on a harmonic. I've never seen anybody do this before except for Victor Wooten and Michael Manring. And if you haven't heard of those two people, you should definitely look them up. And what you do is you hit a harmonic note, an open natural harmonic note, and then you very quickly press the string all the way down to the fret and then slide up whatever distance you'd like to. So, for example, if I hit on the E string on the 5th fret, I can slide up to the 6th fret, and it'll bring the note 1/2 step up, just like sliding from the 5th fret normal to the 6th fret. Just like that. And you can even bring that up almost a limitless number of frets. I know about harmonics.